What is up, Sex Beast Crazy Rabbit here, and today we're going to be going over all the Call of Duty Zombies perks, everything from World War to Black Ops 2, and in this video we're only going to be discussing Bible perks. That means no persistent perks because that is for a different video. And in this video we're going to be discussing the perk, what map it's on, what it does, and the situation that I would buy it in. And if you guys haven't noticed, I kind of talk a little fast. It's just something I do. I can't really help it. You guys are just going to have to get used to it. I'm completely sorry, but let's go ahead and get this shit started. Alright, so the first perk we're going to be talking about is Quick Revive, which is available in all maps except for Nocturne, Totem, and Mob of the Dead, where it was replaced with Afterlife. Quick Revive costs 1,500 on World War and Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 multiplayer, but on solo for Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 it only costs 500, and even on solo World War it still costs 1,500. Now, Quick Revive actually reduces the revive time by 50% in multiplayer, but on solo, on Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, you actually get a chance to revive yourself, but you can only buy it 3 times. Now, something a lot of people don't know, on World War solo, if you bought Quick Revive, it's basically useless. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do what it does in Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. You don't get to revive yourself and get back up. You buy Quick Revive on solo in World War, you go down, there's no getting revived, unlike in Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. Now, Quick Revive is one of those perks that you just have to get if you're going to go for high rounds, or if you're just playing with friends and like one of your friends is really bad and they keep going down. That's what really Quick Revive is for. I usually never buy Quick Revive if I'm just playing around and going like around 50. I usually just never grab it, mainly because when you actually buy Quick Revive, to me, I have a little thought in the back of my head that says, hey, it's okay to take risky decisions because you got Quick Revive, so if you go down, you can get back up. But when I don't buy Quick Revive, that thought's gone, so I know if I fuck up, I have to go do this all again. So I tend not to buy Quick Revive because I feel like it makes me a better player knowing that, hey, if you fuck up once, you're done. So it makes you take less risky decisions and makes you just play smarter, in my personal opinion. Now, you guys might like to get Quick Revive whenever the possible chance is. It's completely fine, it's all up to you, but the way I play, I tend not to get Quick Revive mainly because I feel like it makes me a better player when I don't grab it. So let's go ahead and move on to the next perk. Up next is Juggernog, which costs 2,500 points and is available in all maps except for Nocturne, Totem, Cell Block, which is Mob of the Dead Grief mode, and I'm just going to call it Mob of the Dead Grief mode, and Bus Depot. Now, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what Juggernog does. Basically just increases your health, so it takes more swipes to get down by zombies. It takes 5 hits by a regular zombie and 6 and 7 hits depending on what other kind of zombie is hitting it to actually down you. Now, Juggernog is the most important perk in zombies. This is the first perk I'm going after. As soon as I start a game, I usually grab a wall gun just to give me some more points, open some doors, get the Juggernog, and then after that, that's usually when I start hitting the box. Juggernog is always my first priority to get as soon as I start up any zombies game. And I always say this, the hardest rounds are the ones where you don't have Jug because you actually have to really try hard your ass off, because all it takes is one zombie to double swipe you and you're down. So let's go ahead into the next perk. The next perk we're going to be talking about is Speed Cola, which costs 3,000 and is available in every single Call of Duty Zombies map except for Nocturne and Totem. Now, Speed Cola reduces your load time by 50% effectively, making all your load times a lot faster. And in Black Ops 1 and World War, you can also rebuild barriers 60% faster, but in Black Ops 2 they decided to take that feature out. Now, Speed Cola is one of the original 4 perks, and what I mean by that is it was introduced in World War and carried throughout Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, so it's been with us since the beginning. And the only real reason I ever get Speed Cola is if, one, I'm playing a map that doesn't really have that many perks, and Speed Cola is sort of like one of the better perks to get in that map, or 2, if really Speed Cola is the only option I can possibly get. So if I'm playing like on a World War map, usually you don't have that many options between perks, so Speed Cola is usually a must for me. But usually if I'm playing some map like Origins with a lot of different perk options, I usually find a different perk that fits my playing style better than Speed Cola. If you're going for high rounds, as long as you're smart about your ammo, and you don't let like your ammo get down to 1 and then you get trapped in a corner, as long as you're smart about your ammo, you really shouldn't need to fast reload unless it just really gets on your nerves that you reload slow. But to me personally, Speed Cola is not really in my must-have perks for going to high rounds unless it's one of the only perks I can get. So let's go ahead and go to the next perk. Next is going to be Double Tap, which is available in every single map besides Nocturne, Totem, and Ascension. Double Tap increases your fire rate by 25%, but only in Black Ops 2 does it have the chance to shoot 2 bullets when you fire only once. So if you fired a bullet that shoots lead once, 2 bullets might have popped out, so basically just increases the damage that your guns can do. And that's why Double Tap in Black Ops 2 got the name Double Tap 2.0, because Treyarch basically upgraded the perk, because back in World War and Black Ops 1, people always said this perk was useless because it basically was just an ammo waster. You can see I'm firing the MG42 in this, and this basically just wastes your ammo. It doesn't really make the gun that much stronger, it just pushes the bullets out even faster. So the argument could be made that it's actually really good, and the argument could also be made that this is just wasting your ammo. It's really not helping you whatsoever. And the only real time I ever buy Double Tap or Double Tap 2.0 is really if I'm just playing with friends, I'm just messing around, because this really doesn't have that much effect on you if you're going to go for high rounds and you're just using the Wonder Weapon. So really the only time I buy Double Tap or Double Tap 2.0 is if I'm just goofing around with friends and somebody else gets the Wonder Weapon, and I just got, I got the Galil or I got the Commando or something like that. So it's just a little fun to play around with, but if you're going for high rounds, I usually don't grab it, I usually just grab something else. So let's go ahead and go to the next perk. Alright, the next 2 perks were the first new perks ever since the original 4 to be introduced, and they were both introduced in Ascension. The first one's going to be PhD Flopper, which costs 2,000 and is available in Ascension. Call of the Dead, Shangri-La, Moon, Origins, and Mob of the Dead Grief mode. It's also available in some other maps, but you can only see it, so that doesn't really count. And it's also available as a persistent perk, but like I said earlier in the video, we're not going to be counting persistent perks. So Flopper actually does a lot of things for you and is actually one of my favorite perks. It makes you immune to explosive damage, so you can hold a grenade, shoot the ray gun at your feet, and you're still going to be fine and not take any damage. It also makes you immune to fall damage, so you can drop from any height. As long as you're in the map, you're going to be completely fine. And you can also dolphin dive from any height, and once you do that, once you hit the ground, an explosion is going to go out around you, and it's able to kill zombies up to round 20. Now every map that Flopper is in, I generally tend to grab it, mainly for the fall damage part. So if I hop off something, I really don't want to take any fall damage, I just want to be able to keep running. So like if I'm going up here on Ascension, I go up this little ladder and I jump off, I don't want to take any fall damage, I just want to keep running, because if you don't have Flopper and say you got hit right before you jumped off, or you got hit as soon as you landed, you might actually die even with Jug. I know a lot of maps generally don't have those high points, but even if they do have a little high point, I just don't want to take any damage just to be a little safe. So I tend to always grab Flopper. PhD Flopper is one of my perks that I'm always taking to go for high rounds. So let's go ahead and go on to Stamina Up. Stamina Up was the other perk that was introduced alongside PhD Flopper and Ascension. It costs 2,000 and is available in Ascension, Call of the Dead, Shangri-La, Moon, Town, Transit, Buried, and Origins. Now Stamina Up mimics Lightweight and Marathon. It increases your movement speed by 7% and also your sprint duration by 100%. So basically it's like you just combine Lightweight and Marathon for multiplayer. Now Stamina Up is one of those perks that I usually always get no matter what. I love how it increases you and just makes you a lot faster, makes you run a lot longer. The real reason I get this perk is in case I'm running down a hallway and these two zombies are about to collapse on me, I want to be able to just sprint straight through them and not really have to worry about them stopping me dead in my tracks. So if I didn't have Stamina Up, the zombies might actually be quick enough to stop me right before I actually get there. But if I do have Stamina Up, I might be fast enough to just squeeze through them without them actually stopping me. That's really the only reason I get Stamina Up, is so I can make those little tight squeezes. It's a lot easier to just bob and weave through zombies when you have Stamina Up, so that's one of the perks I always get if I'm going for high rounds or if I'm just generally playing. Let's go on and go to the next perk. Up next is Deadshot Daiquiri, which costs 1,500 points or 1,000 on PC. It's only available in Call of the Dead, Shangri-La, Moon, Mob of the Dead Grief mode, aka Sublock, and Origins. It increases your hipfire by 35%, it reduces the recoil on all guns, and also removes idle sway from sniper rifles, so it makes it a little bit easier for you to use a sniper rifle in the game. And it also makes the aim assist lock onto the zombie's head, so normally the aim assist would lock onto the zombie's torso. Now it actually locks onto the zombie's head, so it makes you sort of aim for headshots. And me personally, I never grab this perk. I can find better uses for that last perk slot. I just usually never grab this perk unless it's given to me for free. I mean, I can aim for the zombie's head myself, and I always aim down sights. I really don't ever hip fire that much. And if I'm using a sniper rifle, I can kind of see how the remove idle sway would come in handy. I feel like you're going against George or something like that, but other than that, Deadshot Daiquiri is not really a perk I seem to grab unless I just get it for free, but it might be one of your favorite perks, which is all up to you, which is completely fine. But to me, I really don't like this perk. In my opinion, it's one of the worst perks. So let's go on and go to the next one. Alright, next is going to be Mule Kick, which is available in all Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 maps except for Mob of the Dead and Transit. So it's available in Veruk, Nocturne, Toten, Darice, Shinonuma, but only the Black Ops 1 version and not the World of War versions. Mule Kick allows you to hold 3 guns, so back in World of War we always used to do the 3-gun glitch in Darice when you pack a punch, but now you don't have to do that anymore. Now you can actually just buy the perk and you get the chance to buy a 3rd gun. Now, depending on what map I'm playing, I usually grab Mule Kick and I usually won't, so if it's a map where there's limited number of perks, Mule Kick's usually one of those perks I get. I usually have like the ray gun, the wonder weapon, and a point gun. But if I'm on like Origin or something like that, I usually won't grab it in the first 4 perks. I'll grab it if I can get another perk slot, if we're doing the Easter egg and we can get all the perks for free. Mule Kick's one of those perks where if it's only an option, I'll grab it, but if there's a lot of different options, I probably won't grab it for the first 4. If I can somehow manage to get it another way, I'll grab it and I'll be happy with it, but it's not really one of my first options to grab. So let's go and go to the next perk. The next perk is going to be Tombstone, which costs 2,000 and is only available in Town and Transit, but only in multiplayer, not solo. Tombstone is basically a perk to allow you to get all the other perks. So what happens with Tombstone is if you actually go down, you have the option to feed the zombies. And if you feed the zombies, you basically die for that round, but a little Tombstone drop actually appears where you died, and if you come in the next round, you can either grab your Tombstone and you basically have all your gear, all the perks, all your guns that you had previously without Tombstone, or you can go buy all the other perks real quick, and then once you grab your Tombstone, you have all the perks you just bought and plus the perks you had before you actually went down. So this is basically a perk just to allow you to grab all the other perks. And when I'm playing multiplayer, I usually don't grab this, mainly because you have to go down and I don't like the feeling of going down, so I usually never grab this. I know it gives you all the perks, but I usually don't like doing it because it causes you to go down, and usually I don't ever play multiplayer. I'm usually playing solo, so I really don't have the option to use this, so I usually never grab it even if I am playing multiplayer. So let's go ahead and go to the next one. Up next is Who's Who, which costs 2,000 points and its only appearance is in Die Rise, and it functions very similar to Tombstone. Now what Who's Who does is basically if you go down, it creates a clone of yourself, and you have the option to either 1, keep playing as your clone, which basically starts over from scratch, you have no perks, you only have a starting pistol, or 2, you can go revive your old self, and if you revive your old self, it's sort of similar to Tombstone, you just basically have everything you had before you went down, except for you don't have Who's Who anymore. And even if you go down with quick revive, this does not affect your quick revive, same as Tombstone, it does not affect you, so it's basically just a different version of Tombstone. And except for with Who's Who, you don't have to die completely, you can either stay as your clone and start over from scratch, or you can go revive your old self. I usually never grab this perk, I feel like it's just too cheap, I feel like it's just way too easy to keep going to far rounds. All you have to do is keep buying this perk, and you're basically set, so I usually never buy this perk. To me it just feels like it's too cheap, but if you like it, that is completely fine, that's your opinion, you're allowed to have whatever opinion you like. Just me, I personally don't like it, but if you like it, that's completely okay. So let's go ahead and get to Electric Cherry. Alright, Electric Cherry costs 2,000, it is only available in Mob of the Dead and Origins, and it does not have its own little jingle, so in the background you're only going to be hearing some background music and not Electric Cherry's actual jingle. Electric Cherry creates basically an electric blast around you whenever you reload, and if you want to make the blast stronger, you want to have less ammo in your clip, so the more ammo you have in your clip, the less powerful the electric blast is going to be. So if you reload with only like 1 bullet in your clip, or you reload when you're empty, the blast is going to be as strong as it can be, and this can actually kill zombies on low rounds, but what its main use for is actually paralyzes the zombies that are actually in the blast. So say you're about to get trapped in a corner, you shoot, you reload, the zombies are going to get stunned for a little bit, so it actually gives you a little bit more time. So basically just gives you a little bit more breathing room if you're about to get trapped or if a zombie's right on your ass. And I absolutely love this perk. Electric Cherry is definitely one of my favorite perks. Whenever I get the chance, I always grab this perk either second or third. Usually comes after stamina, but this perk is one of my favorite perks. I always use it. It's helped me out of a jam so many times. There's so many times I've been almost trapped in a corner and I just reload real quick, the zombie gets stunned, and it gives me a little bit of time to think, run out of that corner and get out of there. So Electric Cherry has really saved my ass a lot of times. Definitely one of my favorite perks, and if I go into far rounds on Mob of the Dead or Origins, I usually have Electric Cherry because this perk kicks ass. So let's go ahead and go into Vulture right now. Vulture 8 Elixir costs 3,000 and it is available in Buried and actually does a lot of things. One of the things it's actually able to do is see icons, so it's able to show you wall weapon icons, box icons, chalk outline icons, and also perk icons, so you can actually sort of get a feel for where everything is on the map. So if you're running around, you want to know where Jug is, you just look for the little icon and you'll be fine. Or if you want to know where the box is, just look around, and if you don't see it, that probably means it's in the maze. So go ahead, run through the mansion, look around, see if the box is actually in the maze, because you can't see really long distances, you can really only just see in your general area. The next two things it's able to do is 1, zombies actually drop points and ammo drops, so if you kill a zombie, they're usually going to drop a little points or ammo, so you can just pick it up. It's not really a lot of points and ammo, but if you get a whole horde of zombies rounded up and you go ahead and kill them all, they're all going to drop like 5 points for 1 bullet, and if all those zombies are dropping 5 points and 1 bullet, that's eventually going to add up to a lot of points and ammo. And the last thing it does, every now and then you're going to kill a zombie with some green gas around it, and once you kill that zombie, if you step in the green gas, it basically repels all the other zombies, so they all run away. So it's sort of like Zombies Blood in Origins, to where all the zombies just ignore you, but it's only for a limited time, and it's only when you're actually in the green gas. Now usually if I'm playing Buried, I always grab this perk. It's really helpful if you want to go to high rounds, you know. There's so many strategies that you can do, just basically sit in a corner, get the one weapon, and just use this perk to your advantage. And there's a lot of different ways you can do it. So this perk is very helpful if you want to go to high rounds. It helps you with points, ammo, helps you locate things. This perk is one of the most useful perks there is. And again, this perk is like the Electric Cherry of this map. This perk is just, when I'm playing this map, I always get it. I wish it was into another map, so let's go on and get to the last one. The last perk is going to be Der Wunderfizz. Hopefully I pronounced that right, I probably just butchered that name, but I like to call it Wonder Jizz just for the lulz. It costs 1,500 to hit and it's only available in Origins, and it functions very similar to the box. So if you buy the machine, you basically get a random perk each time, and the perks could be either Jug, Quick Revive, Double Tap, Speed Cola, PhD Flopper, Stamina Up, Deadshot, Mule Kick, or Electric Cherry, or you can get a Teddy Bear. And when you get a Teddy Bear, that basically means the machine's going to move to a different location, and it can move to one of the 6 power generators, so as long as you have all the power on, you're going to be fine. And if you want to tell where this is, very similar to the box, so you gotta look up in the sky and wait for the lightning to come down. The lightning's always going to come down right above wherever this machine is, and so if you want to figure out where this machine is, just look up and you're going to see the lightning strike down, and that's how you know exactly where this machine is. And personally, me, I have mixed feelings about this. 1, I really like how you get like a random perk each time. It sort of makes the game a little bit more interesting. And 2, I kind of just wish they would have just put all the perks in so you get to pick and choose what you want. But I kind of understand why they did this. That way everyone doesn't always get what they want exactly when the game starts playing. So I kind of like the concept of this. I would like to see this perk return in the future. And that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and once Black Ops 3 comes out, we will update this video with all the Black Ops 3 perks and all the Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, and World of War perks. I'm not even sure if they're going to call it Black Ops 3, but that's just what I'm going to call it until we get an official name. So real quick, in the comments, I want to know, what's your guys' favorite perks? Mine are Jug, Stamina Up, Electric Cherry, and PhD Flopper. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys could, please leave a like. and be a sexy beast, and hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Peace.